Hey, Unstoppable community. I wanted to chime in this evening. Had a few things that I wanted to share with all of you. I know it's a little late and some of you may be asleep, but I still wanted to come in and talk with you about some of the things that I have come up against. I'm trying to get this to focus, y'all. There we go. All right, some of the things that I have come up against and had to deal with this week in regards to coaching and some of my clients and some of the people who, that attended some of my workshops in the last couple weeks. Okay, and one of the biggest things that keeps coming up is fear. Okay, fear, 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 and I think it's about time that all of us decide to chase down our fears. You know, there's so many people that are afraid to walk in their gift. They're afraid to go after what it is that they desire. So many people out there that want to jump, but they're so fearful that it keeps them complacent and staying in the same place. And then the next year rolls around and then they're in the same place. And then the next year rolls around and then they're in the same place. And then the next year rolls around and they find themselves on this repeated cycle of staying in the same place. So I was thinking about fear, and for those of you who know that fear and faith cannot reside in the same body. So a lot of us say that we operate with faith, but there's so much fear that exists that it kind of overpowers our faith and we don't even realize it. So I had someone say to me, Shaniece, I want to start my business. I want to invest. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I'm so afraid of failing. What if it doesn't work? What if, I invest and I start my business and I step out on faith and it just doesn't work out? What if? And you know what I shared with her? There is a what if factor, but that is where your faith steps in. That is where you're like, you know what, God, I'm going to take you as my partner. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do exactly what I need to do. I'm going to pray that you line me up with the right person. I'm going to pray that, I get what I need in order to take myself, to take my family, to take my business to another level. So it's also about, chasing down your fears is really, so fear, it stands for false evidence appearing real. Okay, false evidence appearing real. So a fear is something that is not even real, but you have made it real in your mind, and you're starting to believe that it exists, and now it exists, right? A fear can only be a fear when you give it life, when you breathe into it. A fear can only exist if you make it exist. So, the law of attraction, right? What you put out is what you get back. What you put out is what you get back. So at the end of the day, if you're attracting fear, that is what's going to show up in every area of your life, in your business, in your finances, in your relationships. If you're attracting faith, if you're constantly stepping out and taking those faith jumps, then that's what you're going to attract, like new levels and abundance mind thinking and set and, abundance mind thinking. That doesn't even make any sense. You're going to start attracting an abundance mindset. Okay. So what is your fear? That's my question to you. And are you willing to confront it, put your fear right in your face, confront it, and then develop some strategies to overpower your fear, to jump over your fear? Some of y'all are sitting on what God has given you, and you're not moving because you're afraid. You're so used to being complacent. And being complacent, I believe, is nothing but the trick of the enemy, right? You know, people ask me like, Shaniece, how do you do what you do? Why do you do personal and business development? Why do you know why I do it? Because I love working with entrepreneurs who overcome their fears. I love watching. I just got off of my group coaching session, and we just wrapped up our summer group program. And all the women that were on there, well, most of them, it was their first time investing in themselves. And it makes me feel so good when I can actually see someone overcome their fear and start to walk into what it is that God has destined for them to do. So I have a young lady who she lives out of the state, and she wants me to come and teach a workshop for her. And later on this week, I'm actually flying out to Arizona to teach a workshop. So I got all these different speaking events all over the United States, praise the Lord, where I'm, sharing my gift and teaching and coaching. She wants me to come to her city, but she's afraid that she can't get a lot of people registered. So listen, she wants me to come speak and teach her organization, but she's afraid that enough people will not register. So she has already allowed fear to step in, to jump in before she's even put it out there. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? I have some of you joining me this evening. Why do we allow fear to keep us from doing the things that that's in our heart, that we really, really desire to do? Like, we know it's our purpose. We know it's what we're destined to do. We know that the Lord has put it in us, but we're so afraid, And then I had another young lady who told me, she was like, Shaniece, I am afraid of success. I am afraid of really accomplishing what it is that I know that I could accomplish. I am afraid to earn extra income, and I'm talking about the type of income that I've never seen before. That makes me, so I'm talking like I'm her. That makes me fearful. And I'm like, you know what? First is admitting to it. It's like, like an Alcohol Anonymous meeting. So if you go to an Alcohol Anonymous meeting, the first step is admitting that you have an addiction. Well, the first step in chasing down your fear and confronting your fear is admitting that you are afraid. And as soon as she admitted that she was afraid of success, boom, I automatically went into teaching. And we developed some systems and strategies that she can constantly work on as she moves to the next level. I told the young lady who wants me to come out and do her workshop, I'm like, just put the workshop out there and then do the work to get the people registered. Don't make a fear exist, and it really doesn't have to exist. False evidence appearing real. False. Something that's not true. Evidence. So you're making false evidence appear real that's not real. How many of you are not walking in your gift? You're not going after what it is you desire because you're afraid of something. You're afraid of falling. You're afraid of success. You're afraid that it won't work out the way you desire it to work out. You're afraid that your investment is not being invested in the right place. How many of you are allowing fear to creep into your mind and keep you from achieving? Y'all, come on. Come on. There are people out there that need you and your gift. Come on, y'all. We're here to be, a testimony to other people. We're here to share and to serve. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And if you're operating in fear and you're not out there serving and getting what you need, then how are you really being effective? If you're waking up every day doing the same thing over and over, going to the same job. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job, but going to the same job, not creating something new, it's just like mundane over and over and over and over and over and over. And then you look 20 years and you're still doing the same thing. You're unhappy, you're unfulfilled, you have no joy, and your children are watching you. So then they grow up and do the exact same thing unless they're so strong in who they are that they're like, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to do the same thing my whole life and never be happy and never be excited. Like, your children watch you. And I think I shared in a previous video that my son said to me, or I posted it or something. He said, Mommy, can I work with you when I turn 16? And I'm like, yes, you can. And see, this is the thing. When you have freedom and flexibility, I'm at all my son's field trips. I don't miss anything. I have the opportunity with my busy schedule, all my coaching, all my teaching, all my workshops, all my speaking, blah, blah, blah. I still show up for him. I still can be a room mom, do all the holiday stuff. I can still attend. Like, your children are watching you. Do you want to teach fear to your children, or do you want to teach faith? And I'm not saying that fear will not set in, because we're all human. Okay, so we operate in flesh. We have our spirit, flesh, spirit. So I'm not saying that fear won't step in, but you got to chase it down. You got to confront it right away. And then you need strategies to overcome it, to overpower it. And it's always an uneasy feeling when you're going to the next level. It's always uncomfortable when the Lord is transitioning you. He's causing you to step out there and invest in growing your business. Or you've been running a business for a while and you know you need to take your profits to the next level and you need to invest in a coach, but it's uneasy. It makes you feel uncomfortable because it's something new. But even though it makes you feel uncomfortable and you believe that the Lord has sent it, do it. Take the risk. Jump. You'll never know. Do you know how many people go to their graves, y'all? And they have they go to their grave unfulfilled. That doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. So why am I bringing this message to you? Well, I shared it with you in the beginning. So many of my entrepreneurs, so many people are saying to me, Shaniece, I'm afraid to do this. Shaniece, I'm afraid to do that. Well, look, the Unstoppable community, we're going to focus on overpowering, chasing down, confronting our fears. I mean, think of yourself in a boxing match, right? Y'all know Mayweather in that boxing match, right? And you got fear on one side and you on the other. Okay? And it's up to you if you're going to get knocked down, or it's up to you if you're going to KO it or TKO it, knocking your fear out of the way. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, like literally, God still sits high. He still looks low. He's still in control. He walks with me. Like, you got to be able to knock your fear out the way. I am amazing. I will develop an amazing business. I will be on TV. I will be on radio. I will make 6 figures, 7 figures. Like, you got to start speaking, talking to your fear. I am more than a conqueror. Like, you got to face your fear, and you got to be willing to do it. You got to be willing to do whatever it is that you desire to do. If we have right now in our community, we have over 1,400 people. If each and every one of y'all was really facing your fears and walking by faith and going after what you wanted, think about how the Unstoppable community could change this world. We will be giving, serving, changing lives. All they will be talking about is the Unstoppable community this. So-and-so, Sonia in the Unstoppable community, Monica in the Unstoppable community, Lori, Amber. Like, they would be talking about us nonstop. It is time for us to face our fears. It's time for us to invest in ourselves. It's time for us to go to the next level. And listen, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not meant to run a business. And that's okay. That's okay. But if you believe in your heart that you are, then it's time for you to face right now. Ask yourself the question: what is keeping you from moving to your next level? What is hindering you? What chain is around your neck that's keeping you from moving to the next level? What is it? Write it down on a piece of paper. and then start speaking against it. If your fear is success, write down why you should be successful. Write down why success is chasing after you. Write down everything that you can achieve if you accomplished and fought that fear and TKO'd that fear. If your fear is taking time away from your family, write down on a piece of paper what your family will receive if you really chase down and TKO'd your fear. That might have been what I should have titled this tonight. TKOing your fear. I might change the title. I don't know. Who knows? So if you become blank, 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 or when you, let's change it, no ifs, when you become blank, 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 my family, and write a list of everything that you'll be able to do. Build your college fund education for your children. Take them on trips. Erase your debt, because everybody in here needs to be out of debt. Quit operating on credit cards. Quit operating on credit cards. If you need to get out of debt, go follow Dave Ramsey. Go get the book, The Total Money Makeover. Get out of debt ASAP. So then you can have more freedom and flexibility and nobody owns you. How about that? We're meant to be the lender, not the borrower. Get that in your mind and in your heart. So on a piece of paper, if you chase down that fear, if you TKO'd it, what would you do for your family, right? Another one of your fears may be falling. But what if you succeed? What if you succeed? And then what if you do fall? Do you get back up or do you stay down? Most people in a boxing ring, they get hit, boom, they fall, get back up. They keep fighting. They don't give up. Most entrepreneurs in their first year, they give up. You don't want to fall in that category. So listen, change your mindset. Be willing to face that fear. TKO it. Identify what the fear is. Quit staying in your fear. Quit just being average. You were not created to be average. Quit having average relationships. Quit having average friendships. Quit operating as an average individual. Quit allowing your finances to be average. Be authentic in who you are. Stand alone. Be weird. Be different. It's time for you to TKO your fear. It's time for you to face your fear on this Tuesday night at 10 o'clock p.m. It's time for you to realize what you're capable of. It's time for you to realize what type of God that you serve. It's time for you to realize that He's walking with you, but you got to be willing to step out on faith. It's time for you to just not be complacent. Go after what you want. Go after what you want. Do then some. We need your gift. The unstoppable community needs your gift. Your family needs your gift. Your friends need your gift. There's so many other people out there that need your gift. They need you. They need you to walk right, talk right, speak right. They need you to have the type of mindset where you just believe that it's going to happen. They need the type, like, do you know how many people around you have such a small mindset? And then you jump on the scene thinking big, thinking powerful. You know what I can't stand when someone says, well, I'm just being realistic. What does realistic mean? I don't have a realistic type of God. I have a God that says that He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I could ever ask or think according to the power that works in me. I cannot stand realistic. Like, what does realistic mean? If you operate in the realistic realm, you're not operating in the faith realm. What is realistic? When I hear entrepreneurs say that, I'm like, so you're basing everything off of what you see right now, not what's to come. You're basing it on having 30 clients now, but your desire in your heart is to have 100 clients. So why not do the work to get 100 clients, to change your finances. So now you have a 5-figure income per month. Realistic? Quit operating in the here and now. Stop. Look at your future. What's coming? What do you desire? And then invest in yourself. Come on, y'all. Come on. There are so many things out there. Invest in you. Attend the workshops. Attend the events. I'm having a virtual workshop on Saturday, October the 7th. Some of you haven't even registered. You can sit in your home and learn how to change your mindset. You can learn how to create a branding message, a marketing plan. I've posted it. Like, for me, people ask me, Shaniece, how are you so successful? Because I go after what I want. I go after, and I understand everybody's not me, and I get it. Please believe I get it. But in order for you to really accomplish what you desire, you got to be willing to go after what you want. You got to be willing to TKO your fear. You got to be willing to get some dirty, crusty knees. You got to be willing to sacrifice if you don't want to be in the complacent realm. If you don't want to be the person that gets to heaven and God is like, why didn't you use your gift? I gave it to you. It was uniquely given to you. I gave you the resources. I put the right people in front of you, and you didn't even. So look at that whole room of 1,000 people, 2,000, 3,000 that was waiting on your gift, but since you never operated in it, they were never blessed. You don't want that to happen when you get to heaven. You got enough life to live here on earth, and there's enough people whose lives that you need to change. So, as an unstoppable community, I'm putting it out there. I want you to write on a piece of paper what your fear is. And then I want you to write down all the reasons why you need to conquer it. All the reasons why you need to TKO it. All the reasons why people need you to TKO it. Let's shift our mindset, y'all. Let's conquer our fear. Let's start developing. Let's start creating. Let's start building. All of y'all in here should have businesses that are doing amazing branding strategies, marketing strategies, selling strategies, where you ain't even sleeping. You working and you bringing in income. You feeling good. You feeling fresh. You feeling, it's nothing like waking up every morning with joy. The type of joy that you can only get when you're doing exactly what you love to do. So today, as I close out, it's time for you to TKO. Boom, boom, boom. If you're sitting in front of your computer, throw some punches with me. Okay? I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, and I want you to picture your fear in front of you. Okay? So your fear is in front of you. You already identified it. You're in the boxing ring of your life. And it's either fear that's going to win, or it's either you. Get your gloves on, ball your fists up, and I want you to start boxing with me. Throw a blow. Boom. You just knock fear on the left side. Throw another, boom, on the right. Fear is literally hanging on for dear life. Then you, boom, 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 boom. Fear just fell out. Can't you see it? Can't you see your fear moving out of your way? Because you, boom, TKO it. Boom, knock it out. Double punch. Keep fighting. Keep pressing. Keep accomplishing. Keep going after what you want. Build that business. Develop that business. Invest in you. Conquer your fear. Not enough time? Conquer it. Not enough money? Conquer it. Afraid of success? Conquer it. Afraid of falling? Conquer it. Boom. Knock it out. Knock it out. Knock it out. And now you're standing and you have walked over that fear. And you're on your way to your next level. So what I'm going to do for y'all, I'm going to post the link to my next virtual workshop. Click on it. Read about it. There are only 10 more spots available. And I got a couple workshops that I'm going to. So make sure you take advantage of it before they do. Just told you to conquer your fear. Knock it out. Move it out the way. Invest in you. Quit talking about what you don't have. Quit talking about what you can't do. Talk about what's coming. Talk about where the Lord is taking you. Talk about building that business that's going to shake the foundation of those around you. Talk about building that empire that's going to change your family's life, that's going to bring you joy every day, where you can walk and talk and move inside of your gift. So this is Shaniece and Wise, your personal and business development coach, signing out. Don't forget to check out my book, Activating Your Gifts. If you don't have it, Allow to Bless You. You can go to my website, www.shanieceandwise.com. And my book is a great beginning to you getting over your fears, conquering, moving them out the way, so you can activate your gifts and be the person that you're destined to be. So y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I'm signing out. Talk to y'all later. Blessings and abundance.